All right. Welcome back, everybody. Neil JT here. In today's video, we're talking about shadow work, the deep stuff, the innards, the nitty-gritty, the deep down traumas. So it's funny because I actually just started getting into this most recently, like deeper, and I had it backwards my whole life. And the problem with this is most of the world is like this because everything you go to Barnes and Nobles, to the bookstore, it's all self-help books, self-development, developing, getting better, becoming the best version of yourself. But what they don't talk about is the healing aspect. The healing aspect. What do most people do? They do self-development first. And if you don't heal on the inside and you do self-development first, you're just building a filter on top of all the stuff that's happening deep down. It's kind of like Instagram. Everyone, shows you the best stuff, and it's all filters and glamorous, but you don't see any of the nitty-gritty, all the shit that's deep hidden underneath. It's exactly how it is for this as well. You do self-development and you're like, I want to get better, I want to get bigger in the gym, I want to work on my mental health and yada, 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 but then you don't address all the problems deep down. It's like you're building on a rocky foundation. You're getting ready to build a house that hasn't been leveled and graded, and there's rocks, and it's going to just timber eventually. So you could do all the self-development you want and think everything is going to go great, but all that stuff that's buried under the rubble, it's going to come out one day, and when it does, it's not going to be pretty because it's all just bottled up. And that's what I realized with myself. I have, especially as a man too, we suppress our emotions a lot more. It's like, you're not going to feel, don't you cry, boy. Like, it's very you don't want to be feminine. You just want to keep all that stuff inside. And for me, I got put in a foster home at a young age and abandoned many times in my life. So I always had self-worth problems. And I just bottled all those emotions deep inside. Like, I never cried with girlfriends or anything. I always made it act like nothing mattered, like I was cool as a cat, didn't care, good to go. But then they leave and I'm like, I'm like a ball of freaking mess. I'm a puddle melted on the ground, like spazzing out. So it's really, really important to do the self-healing, which most people, like I said, they do it second, but it's not second, it's first. When you do the self-healing, you allow yourself to become better. You're fixing all the gaps. It's like all the broken pavement that you're walking on, all the yellow bricks in the road, they're all cracked, and you're rolling your ankle every 50 feet. You're gonna just be injured and not be able to make it all the way down the road, right? But if you have a smooth path, it's easy breezy, easy going. You heal first, and then you go on to self-development, you're just gonna cruise right along. But you go with self-development first, and you're like, yeah, I'm doing great. You go all the way back down. It's like a roller coaster ride. So it's much better to go gradual with it. For self-healing, 2 books, Power versus Force. This is an awesome book. It's by David Hawkins. And it's all about the consciousness and the human emotions and where they fit on a scale with our consciousness. And this is a little bit tougher to read, but there's some good parts. I skipped into like the actual consciousness scale. And once you start learning about like where all of our emotions lie and how there's like vibrations and frequency and everyone's energy in the world, this will really help you get in tune with your emotions. And then this is the bee's knees, I guess, as I used to say. But this is by the same author, David Hawkins, called Letting Go. This is key, so key, because everyone does it backwards. I did it backwards for the past few years trying to get better. And the thing with letting go is you can't, like, people think that if you let go, you're not going to get what you want and that there's going to be pain associated with it. So like essentially, let's just say you're in a relationship, right? And you break up and like you're struggling, you're not doing well, right? And because you're like, you want that person back and everything's just chaos and not good. So what people think is if I let go, I will never get that person back. And like, this isn't, I'm not saying this to like, this is the answer to get people back. You shouldn't do it for that reason, because that's kind of like manipulation and manipulating your own brain. But you want to let go so that you can heal and become the best version of yourself, not to get them back. But so if you let go, you'll lose them. But it's actually the opposite, because what happens when you try and chase them after they've gone away and the breakup happens, you try and chase them, there's resistance, and they can feel that resistance. They can feel that energy. It's you're pushing them away even more. But if you could just let go of everything, let go of the outcome, let go of expectations, you would find that there is actually pleasure in that, because you let go. Now you are healing for yourself, and you give them the ability to choose. Because when you're not letting go, you're not giving them the ability to choose for themselves. You're pushing energy against them, which is creating resistance, needy, and they're like, eh. But if you let them go, then that frees up all the energy, because now you're working on yourself, and they're not feeling that needy energy and that push, and you're allowing them to make the choice. The problem is, in society, it's a, what's it called? A paradigm? It's the opposite. So we think if we let go, it equals pain. If we let go, oh, I'm never going to get them back again, pain. But it's the opposite. If you let go and you free yourself from that, you get pleasure. You actually feel good. You're like, it's like a weight has been lifted off of your back. I heard this analogy that was really good. It's like when you have a trauma in your life that wasn't your fault. So like for me, getting abandoned, that was not my fault, but I always thought it was. So I had self-worth issues. I never thought I was loved my entire life. Still, like to this day, like it took me till this year to figure out like it was no one else's, like it was not my fault. It was everyone else's fault. So once you take responsibility for that, everything changes. And so when you let go of that, you are able to just free everything up. So I look at it like me being abandoned was me picking up all my parents' luggage, throwing the luggage on my shoulders, and walking around for my entire life with all their baggage. That's how I look at it. And then when you let go, it's like, oh, you put the baggage down and you're free. You're free to be good to go. You're open, you're good. Everything's great. Energy frees up. You're a much happier person. So that's what letting go is. I'll talk more about these books in the future and about letting go, because it sounds so easy. And like I've watched so many YouTube videos and done so much research on letting go, and it sounds simple. It's just like, let go. And you're like, yeah, okay, I'm just going to let go and I'm going to be good, right? Yep, sounds good. So the issue is letting go is not difficult. The choice to let go is difficult. So essentially what I mean by this is letting go itself, I can just be like, okay, I'm letting go. Yep. Let's give an example. So you're in a relationship and you're not really sure how it's, like you're kind of like, you're like in and out with it. Like, you know, you should let go, like you should break up, but you're not, right? So the story in your head is, man, I've had so many good memories with this person. We have this, and we did all these trips, and like we have this dog or whatever. You have you have this story that you've told yourself, a belief, a story about this person. So it makes it hard to let go. So if you let go, you get pain. But if you change that story, let's say, for example, I heard this on a YouTube channel the other day. I forget who it was, but he said, if you change the story in your head to this person just went to your house and they like beat up your mom and stole your dog and like just some rant, like they broke all your windows to your car and spray painted it. Now the story in your head changes. Everything changes because the story has shifted to something negative. And now you let go, and you letting go to make the choice is so easy. Because before, when it was all just rainbows and that's all you're thinking about, you're like, oh man, letting go is going to be painful. You change the story, letting go is going to be easy. And you're going to be like, okay. It's like a weight has freed off your chest. So that's a little technique, trick to make the choice of letting go easier. it is difficult, especially when you've been ingrained with traumas of your whole life. Me letting go of my traumas of my parents abandoning me, every friend I've ever had abandon me, every girlfriend, and never feeling love and never feeling enough. That's how I always use it for my whole life. Every single person I've never felt enough with. So that's just me. I need to let that go so I can focus on the self-love inside me, and then I will attract that love when I am full and my cup is full. But until then, until you focus on yourself and heal yourself, you can't attract that relationship in your life. It'll never work out. You might have people come in and like the first couple months, the honeymoon stage is great, but then all the problems, all the traumas, all the deep down nitty gritty stuff comes out. Everyone puts on these filters and like pushes it down and is like, yeah, I'm happy and this is me and like I'm on this dating site and you meet this person, we go out for drinks. Oh God, it's like love at first sight and everything's great. But if you didn't do any of this and you still have all those traumas and everything down, are all gonna eventually come up. So that's why letting go is like the most important thing. I would say like letting go is the most important self-healing, self-development, best practice you can do in your life by far. Self-healing, yoga, meditation, things that really just take you into your spirituality, your soul, and like you really can reckon with what's going on inside. Because a lot of times we just don't want to think about stuff, so we bottle it up, like I said, and then it explodes all at once. So that's basically the gist of shadow work. Some of it, there's way more in-depth stuff with shadow work. I just wanted to show you the examples between self-healing and self-development to give you kind of an idea of where to get started, what to start looking at. Start looking at the books of letting go and start researching, oh, it's just about letting go. It's not about changing the outcome. It's about just letting go and letting go of the expectations, letting go of the outcome, the results that could happen. When you let go, you're free to live and be yourself, your full, authentic, name of my channel, authentic self. That's what you want. You don't want to be fake. You want to be integrity in your own authentic version. You don't want to be, changing based on the rest of the world and everything. You want to be your most authentic self. And that's what people will love. If you're authentic in yourself, you're going to draw in the people that are meant to be in your life, that are going to give you that energy and that love and support and everything you need. So again, this is Neil JT, and I hope you guys all enjoyed that. Please hit that subscribe button and like button. Let's get to 10 subscribers. But yeah, can't wait to do more videos, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon.